And all these 5 sessions, if anybody missed, they can check on Abhishek YouTube channel, right? Tech Diksha. Abhishek already sent that link for that channel in the group. You can find all 5 classes from there. And all these 5 sessions, if anybody missed, they can check on Abhishek YouTube channel. Just in 1 minute, we'll start because people continuous coming, so it may disturb. Everything started?
Yes, we shall start it.
Okay. So let me share my screen first. Meantime. Okay, in the meantime, people are coming. I hope you all received the 4 emails. If anybody not received the 4 emails, the notes, you can ping me back on the group, right? Does not matter you continue or not, you will receive the emails, the 4 emails, whatever I have. For Monday morning, only class will be the person who actually interested and send me the mail to start the sessions. What we discussed about study in the first 4 classes, we discussed about first the tables, what exactly the table is, or the types of table. Table is the basic fundamental, how data is going stored into the table, hash organize, index organize, temporary table, external tables. We learn about it. We go to the data type, which type data type is support, how to drop, why to drop, how questions come into the drop a column, how question can add a column, modify column, reducing size. We discuss that. We discuss about delete and truncate. We discuss how to truncate. We discuss about what is HWM. We discuss about what is read log buffer, why truncate is faster, why delete is slower compared to the truncate. We discuss about the primary key. We discuss about all the keys, primary key, unique key, whatever your candidate key, super key, all the keys we discussed. And the main funda of key is what? Composite key. The main funda of key is what? Key is a key which used to uniquely identify the data. We discuss about this thing. This Friday when I discuss about Naveen asked a question, it's already 9:30. So I told Naveen, okay, we'll discuss tomorrow because we already had a time. We discuss about Naveen asked a question that Vishal, when you're talking about the concept of a primary key, the primary key means what? Which is uniquely identify the data. All keys are uniquely identify the data. Any key, never get confused. I discussed yesterday. If anyone missed, go to the Abhishek YouTube channel. You have the recordings there. You can see there. All keys are same. I'm talking about any key, candidate key, super key, primary key, unique key. All keys are same, used to uniquely identify the data. This is the basic property of all the keys. Then after come with the characteristics. Just like primary key will not allow null. Primary key, I give an example, like Vishal scored 50 out of 50. Then I score how this principal say 2 columns. They are all composite key or compound key. Because more than 1 column comes into the primary key, you are called as a composite key. Characteristics is what? If I 3 columns, 4 columns, as many columns I try to make and try to create a composite primary key, it means none of them can be null. Basic property of a primary key that did not allow null. Even any component, any one attribute. If I create with 3 columns, 4 columns, combine them and try to create a primary key, even that one will not contains null, because when you come to my family, you have to follow my custom. Simple rule. Then it was question that Vishal, then why we are doing, why not we can create a composite primary key? We can create a composite primary key. Why not we are doing this? The concept here, I'm talking about the concept of surrogate key today, right? Let's discuss it here. I hope, let me know if everyone can see my screen. Surrogate key. I hope everyone can see my screen, right? What is the concept of surrogate key? Surrogate key means, first understanding medical term surrogacy. I started, then I stopped because the time is on. Everybody know about, understand when you're talking this question in interview, very common interview question, difference between surrogate key and primary key. When to use surrogate key, when to use primary key, what is surrogate key? Never give one line answer, which you find on Google. What is your main funda? You have to kill the time. Remember that line, how to answer is very important if you want to crack the interview. Otherwise, if you start randomly going here and there, you never crack the interview. I can write on a stamp paper if you want. Go point wise. Nobody can teach you. Not me, not Google, not YouTube, not any institute. You have to know what you have to read. Start from scratch, topic by topic. Surrogate key concept, what is surrogate key saying? First, let's learn about surrogacy. Same, you're talking to the interview the same way. Interview is a technical discussion between you and the interviewer. The interviewer is not somebody who qualify an exam. Whoever is free on that day, manager told to go and take the interview. And that guy just think that if I have to work with, for example, Abhishek, so is Abhishek is capable enough to work with me? Simple, that's it. He just want to check, does Abhishek able to work with me? That's it. Surrogacy, what do you know about surrogacy? We know about surrogacy is that suppose if a husband and wife is not able to make a child, they go for a surrogacy concept. They go to the doctor, they make a surrogacy concept, the child comes, and under the child is not have their DNA, but we say, okay, you are my child, you are XYZ Jaswal, now you are go and take my, you are take my family or leading my family in future. You are right, you are one of the my followers of my family. Means I adopted you, I generated you artificially and tell that you are now my family. You are the person of my family. You are going to represent my family. Because I am not able to make a child, so I do something. Same concept. And what is surrogacy? In surrogacy, we can even decide. You know about surrogacy, right? We can decide a lot. We can decide what the gender of the child. We can decide how the eyes color. We can decide the hair color. Everything we can decide. Same thing. A surrogate key. Surrogate key is any column or set of column that can be declared as a primary key instead of a real key. We generated that key through sequence, through identity, or you can say artificially generated. It has no business meaning. It has no business meaning. For example, suppose I go to a hospital, right, and say that I am Vishal, I am a patient of you. What hospital will do? Hospital will create a patient ID. PAT1, PAT101, 103, any number. They can give any number. That PAT1234 will not represent Vishal. But in hospital, if the doctor say patient number 134, it means it is Vishal. Hospital generated a number that uniquely identify the patient in the Vishal. In the hospital, that is Vishal. Actually, this is not me. This is not real. This is something which is artificially generated. But suppose my Aadhaar card number, my SSN number in US, my PAN card number, that is my identity, which can show anywhere that is real data. Primary key. Surrogate key, which we generated artificially, just like we generate through sequence. Sequential number outside of database that is made available to the user and the application and act just like I am here to, what you can say, I am here to represent you. In case, suppose we don't have anything in the table, we don't have in the table which can artificially which can uniquely identify the data. So what we can do, we can create a surrogate key, means a column populated by sequence number. Now, why we need that? Why we need that? For example, for consider here, select staff from HR.employees. See this table. In this table, employee ID is a primary key. Forget about it. For a time being, just consider the employee ID is not a primary key. But I have to make a primary key. I have to make a primary key here. So what we can do, I have two options. Either I can make employee ID, first name, last name. These three combinations are unique. These three combinations are used to uniquely identify the data. So I have three combination means composite primary key. I hope that this is clear to all of you. More than one column, composite primary key. So I have two options. First option, either I can combine these three columns and create a composite primary key which is used to uniquely identify the data. Or second option, I will create an ID column and populate this value through a sequence, employee underscore sequence. It give value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like this, and I will declare this is my primary key. Agree, everyone? Only two options we have. Are you getting my point, everyone? Getting my point?
Yeah, yes, Vishal.
Right? Understand it. Surrogate key is very similar to primary key. Very similar to primary key. Is a unique value on a table. It never duplicate. It never comes null. Why? Because I generated that key. If you know about sequence, the people who know about sequence, we'll discuss about sequence in later. No rule. Means I told them that I want a boy. I want a girl. I want a curly hair. I want a green eyes. I want it. So the surrogacy gives me. Same thing here. I want to generate an ID column with number 1, 2, 3, 4, or number 1, then 3, then 5, then 7, then 9, then 11. Whatever I want, I can generate. If you are working in a project, you can see your ID column is mostly generated through a sequence with 1, 2, 3, 4. We generated artificially. This 1, 2, 3, 4 is not representative of this Stephen or King. No. But we told him that you are Stephen, you are King. We generated this column. Reason is why we are preferring this, because once we created a primary key, by default, database will create a unique index on that. Unique index on that. We'll discuss about what is unique index, why it is created, and not every time, but most of the time you know that once we create a primary key, database will create a unique index on that. Index will take your separate structure. We discuss about indexing much. I'm giving this answer, this question for more than 6-year experienced person, that why we are prefer surrogate key instead of composite primary key. This question for more than 6-year experienced person only. Why we are creating surrogate key instead of creating a composite primary key, or why you are preferring surrogate key or composite primary key. So if we create a composite primary key or surrogate key, whatever we can make as a primary key here, database create a unique index. Index will create a separate structure in the database. I will discuss it all scenario when discuss about indexing. Index will create a separate structure to the database, and every time any select, insert, update will happen, database has to maintain that index. If that index structure is created by 3 columns, employee ID, first name, last name, any one of them can be changes, database has to maintain this index structure. Index will be binary tree structure like this, B tree. Index has to, suppose this data gone, he has to again adjust this structure because he has to make a balance tree. If this data gone, he has to maintain some data here and there and maintain this balance tree. This is the concept of indexing. We discuss about it. So when we create a primary key, either it is a composite primary key or a surrogate key. Now in 2 minutes. Once come on this, database will automatically create an unique index, or you can say unique index on a particular column. So maintaining index on a composite key is tough task, or you can say lengthy work or a time consuming work. So it is very easy for us to create a surrogate key in only one column, that is a number column populated. We can force them, and even it is a rule. Suppose first name, middle name, last name is a composite primary key. It may be possible that some user can try to insert in last name as a null or first name as a null. Any column can be null. He can enter. Possible. Millions of data is coming. Possible to can. But this number I generated it artificially. I created sequence that start with 1, increment by 1. Every time it will come data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It never give null. It never give duplicate. It never repeated. So I force all the rule here. I can maintain this. I can manage this. So this is the reason we are preferring surrogate key instead of composite primary key. Ask your question. You are asking Naveen something here. Ask your question. Naveen, you have any question? You raise your hand. Okay. So when this question comes, the difference between primary key and surrogate key, remember, this is a very controversial point. Very controversial. You never say surrogate key is bad thing or composite primary key. No, it's a very controversial point. You have to put your views. Surrogate key means, so always in interview, give this example of surrogacy. Kill 1 minute. Interview time. Surrogacy example. And then say surrogate key is something which has no business meaning. We just generated that column to identify my row. But in case of composite primary key, that is the meaning which can uniquely identify the data. In my table, with a composite primary key, expected to have millions of rows. Suppose my table is a big table, millions of rows. So when we create a composite primary key there on that column, so what is happening? The index will control the millions of data. It will grow up continuously. Any data insert, update, delete, database has to maintain that index structure. So maintaining index structure as a composite primary key is a lengthy work rather than I'm maintaining a index on a simple normal sequence column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why we will prefer. You say, not say always good. You can say I will prefer surrogate key rather than composite primary key. This is the answer you have to maintain. This question will come. This is all about keys. It's all about keys. This question come. Let's go to one more concept today. This concept is called foreign key.
But Vishal, can you repeat once again the difference between the surrogate key and primary key?
Okay. Surrogate key means I adopted a child from somewhere and say that you are my child. Primary key means my own child, my DNA. Surrogate key means my child, sorry, so means what is happening? Once my table does not have, remember this, if my table does not have any column which will use to uniquely identify the data, so we can create a column, ID column, populated artificially through sequence or identity or auto-generated, anyone which is used to uniquely identify the data. That is called surrogate key. It has no real meaning. It has no business meaning. It's just as a key which used to uniquely identify the data. It's just like you act as a primary key. But in case of primary key is which is a real data. If my table does not have anything, then we can create a column. We can make a composite primary key rather than surrogate key. But if you make a composite primary key, that composite primary key has a index associated with that. That controlling that index will a lengthy work, or database has to do a lot of work to maintain any insert, update, delete operation rather than working on a simple straightforward ID column. That's why we are preferring surrogate key. Rest keys are keys, uniquely identify the data. Surrogate key uniquely identify the data, primary key uniquely identify the data, unique key uniquely identify the data, super key uniquely identify the data, candidate key uniquely identify the data. Key means uniquely identify the data. Rest everyone their own identity, own characteristics. That's it. The question come in interview, what is surrogate key? That question will come. And you have to explain with same example, surrogacy example, medical surrogacy example, you have to explain. Reason, you never get this example anywhere on the Google. Once you explain this example to the interviewer, then you are actually making an impact that you understand the database. And you kill these 2 minutes. Your main motto is what? You have to kill 50 minutes. That's it. This is your main motto. You have to know how to give interview. Next concept is foreign key. Foreign key, one of the most favorite topic of interviewer, most favorite. You can get so many questions of foreign key, at least 10 to 12 scenario. Foreign key we are not able to finish today. Foreign key will take one more class. Okay, maybe today is the last class for many of you, but foreign key you have, I'm just telling to everyone, from where you learn, go step by step. Go step by step. Foreign key, 10 to 15 scenarios. My speed will be faster for 2-3 more classes. Once our basic will be finished, right? I'm going to, when we start writing SQL query, my speed will be slow. And everyone, please read notes. If you read the notes, I'm telling you, every batch, 40% of the people reading the notes continuously with me. If you read the notes within 48 hours after the session finished, you will get selected when the session going on. 40 to 50% people will get selected who actually read the notes. Who don't read the note, they again after session finished, then I thought, okay, Vishal, let me start reading now. It will take maximum 1 month, 1.5 months. You all get selected. It's up to you what you are doing. Okay, foreign key. What is foreign key? Foreign key means, let's understand scenario. What is foreign key? First, why I'm telling you basic concept. If you know the basic, there are 10 to 15 scenario-based question will come in here. And I'm telling you to everyone, whatever we discuss in our class, in our notes, even scenario-based question will come exactly same in the interview, what we are going to discuss. Even scenario-based coming exactly same. I have experience of 700 to 800 interviews, right? So all of my experience I'm trying to tell you. I'm not a professional teacher. I'm just a working professional like you guys. I'm just trying to put my experience to all of in front of all of you. 10 to 15 scenario-based question coming here. For understand solving all scenario-based question, the basic thing is you must know the concept, right? On foreign key, you can get 10 to 15 scenarios. You can discuss all scenarios. First, understand what is foreign key. Foreign key means, understand this here, one line definition. Foreign key means, we know many people in our society. We all know, means I know, maybe you know. We know many people in our society who are husband and wife, right? Or maybe living together, right? Whatever. But they don't have a child. It is possible. We know many people. We know many people in whole wide world. They are husband and wife. When they could be a parent, but they are deciding they don't have a child or they don't have a child. But it is not possible that in this whole world, either me, you, my parents, your grandparents, anybody who are here in this world, they don't have a parent is not possible. If we are here, it means we must have a parent. Any doubt anybody in this line? In this whole world, there are people possible who does not have a child. It's possible. But it is not possible if there is somebody exist in this world. They must have a parent. They must have a parent. There's no controversy in this. Agree, everyone?
Yes.
Right? This is the funda of foreign key. If you understand this line, whenever you got any question related to the referential integrity of foreign key means referential integrity. If you know this line, you can solve all questions. Foreign key is saying, simple one line definition, every child must be a parent. Must have a parent, sorry. Forget about spelling mistake and my grammar. Every child must have a parent. Parent and child relationship. Parent and child relationship. This is what foreign key is saying. Foreign key is saying every child must have a parent. We are not supporting orphan child. You know orphan? Everybody know about orphan? English word? Orphan means anath, right? Who doesn't have a parent. We are not supporting orphan child. Simple. Database is saying every foreign key means we must have a parent. It means when we implement referential integrity or once we implement foreign key, it means data exists in one table must appear in other table. Data exists in one table must appear in another table. One line definition, if there is a child exists, if there is a child exists, there must be a parent exists. Simple one line definition. Let's understand it. Why we need FK? Why we need foreign key? Foreign key is not required. Foreign key means when I discuss about constant next lecture, I will tell you there is a concept of constant type. Foreign key is one of the constant. Constant type P means primary key. I will discuss in detail. Constant type R means referential integrity foreign key. U means unique key. Right? These are the something we can find out. These are C means check constant or not null constant. We can discuss about this. R means foreign key. Whoever is working in your project, just go and write a query. Select a star from user underscore constant where constant type is equal to P or constant type is equal to R. If your database had 100 tables, you may have 90 primary keys, but only have 10 foreign key. So foreign key is not required to create every time. Why we need foreign key? We need foreign key to enforce a business rule. If I have a business rule, if my business wants, if my client want, or if my my project or my product want a requirement that if data exists in a particular table, then it must exist in other table, then it call a concept of, then we are implementing foreign key. For example, why we need foreign key? For example, I have Apple store, I have a Samsung store, right? Samsung store selling all, suppose Apple store is selling all iPhone, iPad, right? MacBook, all these things. It cannot sell Samsung charger. If you go to apple.com and try to find out products, you never find Samsung charger. Why? Because Apple is not selling any Samsung products. If you go to samsung.com, you cannot find iPad here because Samsung is not selling Apple phone. Sorry, Apple products. So we are making a rule. Suppose I have an item table. I have a part table. In item table, suppose I'm selling fan, I'm selling tube light, right? These are things. In parts, I'm selling parts of fan, parts of tube lights, parts of AC. I'm not selling AC, so I don't want then my parts table contain parts of AC. We do not want any such data in parts table which item not exist. I don't want to sell any data in my parts table for which item not exists. To enforce this rule is called referential integrity, because I want data present here that must present here. If you want to enforce that rule, this is called referential integrity. If I want, it's not required. If I want, we can create this rule. For example, let's see one example. I'm getting a table, create table supplier. I'm getting a table, for example, supplier ID, SUPPLIER, supplier ID. I'm saying your number, I'm saying your primary key. I'm saying your supplier name, and paragraph 220. I create a table, supplier table. Right? Let me get a product table, insert into products. I'm writing here product ID, number, supplier ID, number. This data. Inserting this record. Something I missed. Oh, sorry. I have to create table. I'm doing insert into create table products. Table created. Let me write insert into supplier table. See everyone, supplier table, values, supplier ID for example 1, supplier name for example Vishal. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, Neetu, Amit, Ashwik, PI. Let's make it. Inserted 4 records into supplier table. These are supplier ID and these are supplier names. I'm going to the product table. Insert into insert into products values. I'm inserting that product 1 is coming from product ID, supplier ID. Product 1 coming from supplier 1. Data inserted. I'm inserting product 1 coming from supplier 4 also. Data inserted. I'm saying product ID 2 is coming from supplier 3. Data inserted. Now let's see the data first before moving forward. Select star from SUPPLIER. Select star from products. See both the data. This table contains, this is my supplier table, contains supplier ID. What is supplier name? This table contains product information. This product is coming from supplier 4. This product coming from supplier 1. This product coming from supplier 2. No problem. Everything is good. Let me try to insert a record that my product number 4 is coming from supplier 5. I inserted this record. Data inserted into the table. There is no problem. Data inserted. Actually, if you see the data here, this data is saying that product 4 is coming from supplier 5, but actually supplier 5 not exist. You can see that? Actually, there is no supplier 5. Somebody inserted the data into the table. Agree, everyone? Agree, everyone? Any doubt, anybody?
No doubt. Agree.
I have inserted supplier, the product 4 is coming from supplier 5, but actually supplier 5 not exist. This is the wrong information. Database will not stop it because both are number column. You can insert anything, whatever you want. But I want to enforce a rule. Before inserting any data into product table, we must check that record must exist in supplier table. I want to enforce a rule that if data, any record inserted into product table, it must exist into supplier table. You cannot insert this fuzzy record. You can't insert this record. This record is bogus record. I don't want it. This is wrong information. You are saying that supplier product ID 4 coming from supplier 5. I want to see who is supplier 5. There is no supplier 5. I mean, this is wrong information into the table. So I want to enforce that rule that every data exists in this table must exist in this table. I will create a referential integrity or foreign key. Parent and child relationship. Every child must have a parent. Let's see this how to do that. Let me first delete this record. Delete from products where supplier underscore ID is equal to 5. Let me delete this record first. Let me create a rule. How to create a rule? I'm creating a foreign key. How to create a foreign key? Alter table name. You don't have to remember the syntax, but I will let you know how to memorize this. Alter table name, add constant name, any name fk underscore Vishal. Constant name, foreign foreign key. On column, supplier ID, referenc references to products table. Sorry, references to supplier table. Supplier ID. What does it mean? Let me first clear this table, clear this constant. Table alter. What it is saying? I am saying alter table. Who is alter? This is child. Who is refer? This is parent. We always refer to our parent. We never alter. You cannot change your parents, right? So we always refer to our parents, and who is according to change, you have to change. To who is alter, that is child. Who is refer, that is parent. I am saying alter table products means make on a child, add a constant, any name. That name can be any name. You can write any name, ABCD, does not matter. Any name, and this is foreign key on supplier ID column. Means in product table, I am adding a constant. Constant means rule. I'm adding a rule that a foreign key supplier always refer to supplier table supplier ID. Means data try to insert into product table in supplier ID column, it must present into supplier table supplier ID column. I make this rule. Once I rule make, I want to insert this record. You can see this is what happened. It gives error. Integrity constant evaluation parent not found. You are trying to insert a child for which there is no parent, and this is the concept of foreign key. If there is a child exists, there must be a parent exist. So you are trying to insert a 5 here. For that 5, there is no parent. In the supplier table, you can see 5 is not put in the supplier table. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you try to insert 5 into product table, it gives error. Parent key not found because parent not there. Understand the basic concept. Once you understand the concept, you can solve all 15 scenario-based questions. I am focusing more on concept. Concept is the actual knowledge. Understand it here. You are trying to insert 5. Because you're trying to insert 5, it gives error that you cannot insert because parent key not found. Parent not found. Where? This is insert this. I am inserting into child. This data not actually into parent. What is the solution? What is the solution? Solution is okay. Data not. This error is coming a lot when you're working in a real-time project. I'm telling you again, 40% of the real-time work is coming from a basic concept. Once you see this error, Aura-02291, you automatic parent key not. Once you learn, see this word parent key not found, your mind instantly react. Okay, there is a foreign key issue. I'm trying to insert data into a table. For that table, data not present into the parent. We can find it very easily. From this, you have already this name FK_Vishal. You can go into the database dictionary and you can find it. This FK Vishal is represent. This is child. This is parent. Data not found in supplier table. Let me insert data into supplier table. You can see inserting here gives me error. Let me insert data into supplier. Insert into supplier values. I'm let me present 5, comma any name. I'm inserting this data 5. Now my supplier table contains record 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When supplier record contains 5, can I insert now 5? Yes, 1 to inserted. Now inserted because now if I try to insert that product 4 is coming from supplier 5, this 5 is already exist into the main table. Just go and check. Does this data exist into the main table? Does this data exist? Yes, it is exist. Exist, then yes. Approve. For this child as a parent exist. That's okay. We are allowed to the database. Simple concept. If you suppose I try to insert any other data, that record number 3 is coming from supplier 6. There is no supplier 6. It gives me error. Parent key not found. Now there is a first question on the interview. This is all about concept of foreign key. Foreign key means referential integrity. One line definition. If there is a child exist, there must be a parent exist. One line definition. We are not supporting orphan child. Foreign key is saying if there is a child exist, there must be a parent exist. If I want to enforce a rule that data present in one table must present in other table, must present in other table, then we can make this rule by using foreign keys. Done. Question. First scenario. First scenario. Where is it? Give me 1 second. Sorry. Okay. First scenario. Can I insert a null into foreign key? Let me write it here. Question. Can I insert null into FK? First question in the interview. This question is so common. You can find it. Top 15 interview question. The people who are preparing from the question bank and they thought they can crack the interview from question bank, they can find this question. It was written there. Can I insert a null into FK? It is written yes. Interviewer are not stupid. They will ask you why. They will ask you why. What is foreign key? Foreign key means data. Remember I tell you study 2. You must get a question on null. Either you can getting a question null when writing join question, order question, right? Function question, procedures question, package related, index related, tuning related. You must get a question on null. That is 200% sure in interview. Because null is undefined unknown. If you remember my last class, I tell you index is what? Sorry, null is what? Undefined unknown. We don't know the value of null. Null equal to null is a wrong statement. And null not equal to null is also a wrong statement. Because we don't know null. Null is undefined unknown. Question number 1. Can I insert null into FK? Let me try to do this. I'm trying to insert 6. It gives me error. Because 6 not present into the data, 6 not present into the supplier table. When I try to insert any data, once I try to insert any data into product table as this 6, it will go and check reference to supplier in this table. Do I have the supplier ID? It will go in supplier table. Do I have 6 exist? He can say no. 6 not exist. Sorry, I will not allow. You are not allowed to the table. If I insert 3, 4, data inserted. Because in supplier table, we have 4. Okay, one more thing. People can ask question. Sir, can I insert duplicate into the foreign key? Foreign key is just parent-child relationship. Foreign key, you can insert duplicate value. You can see here. 4, 4, 1, 4, I repeated 2 times. Foreign key is not saying about duplicate. Foreign key is just saying data exists in one table, must exist in another table. This is the only concept of foreign key. Data exists in one table, must exist in another table. Question is, can I insert null into FK? See here, I'm inserting null.
Hi Vishal, I have a question. Can I ask?
Yes, please.
Yeah, like we can say that the definition is the foreign key is that in one table that reflect the primary key in the another table, right?
No, it's wrong.
If the
It's wrong.
it is,
I will discuss about this now. I mean, this wrong information written on the books. This is not wrong information written on internet. And people are giving this, go for the question bank and give this answer that every foreign key must refer to the primary key of other table. This is wrong information written on so many question bank, written on so many websites. I'm telling you no. I will discuss this scenario. Not now. Okay? But this is wrong information. It's not true. Okay, come, because that's why this become an interview question. This is an interview question. Can a foreign key always refer to a primary key of other table? This is an interview question. And the people who say yes, sir, because I read it on my question bank. That and definition, if you open foreign key over Google, it is mostly written foreign key of one table refer to primary key of another table. This is totally wrong information. I will discuss about with example. Don't worry, not theoretical. I never give only theory. We'll discuss with example. See this first question. Can I insert null? I'm trying to insert a null here. Data inserted. Question why? See this select star and product table. See this data inserted. What is the concept? Concept never change. Always remember, everything can change, but concepts never change. Concept never change. Question is, this is child, this is parent. Any data comes into the child, it must exist into the parent. This is the foreign key concept. Foreign key is saying, if there is a child exists, there must be a parent exist. So if I try to insert 4, it will go and check. Does 4 exist? Yes, 4 exists, then allow. If I try to insert 6, it will not allow because 6 not present, not allow. Once I try to insert null, it go and check. Does that null exist? And I cannot compare null with anything because what is null? Null is undefined unknown. The basic concept of null, we learned about it. Null is undefined unknown. You cannot compare null. Remember everybody? Remember everybody?
Yes, yes.
Right? Null is undefined unknown. Null by definition is not a value. Null by definition not a value. 4 is a value. I try to insert 4, I will go and check. Does 4 exist? Yes, exist. Then I will allow. 6, try to insert. Exist, not allow. But why null allow? Because I'm trying to insert null, it go and check. Does null exist? And get no answer. Because we cannot find it. Null is there or not there. So database cannot say that null present or not present. So that's why it's allow null. Benefit of doubt. Remember in cricket, we got a benefit of doubt to the batsman. Same benefit of doubt, he gets it. Benefit of doubt, because here null I cannot compare it. Most FK has, right? Null means we don't know yet what the value is. When the foreign key we don't know what the data come into the parent table, we can insert null. Because null we cannot compare. So this is the reason database will allow null. into the foreign key concept. I hope you get this. Is the first question from the foreign key coming into the interview. Can I insert null? People can say yes. Why? I don't know. I read somewhere on the Google. Have you ever tried? No, sir. Why? Because I just read. So who will select you? Think about it. Yes, definitely, I'm not going to select. I'm telling about myself. Definitely not. I'm telling you one more thing. Does not matter how good you are able to answer procedure, function, trigger, performance tuning. Does not matter. All matter is how good in basic concept you are. Whoever in your known one, if any one of you is a good exams qualified, just take any exam, suppose IIM or IIT. You can ask them. Maths is the one who make your selection. That's it. This is what your basic concept. This you have to make it clear. If your basic concept clear, you can clear any interview, man. Any interview. You can write any SQL query if you know the basic concept. We will learn it all one by one. Don't worry. Second question in the interview. Okay. So Vishal, I am trying to insert 6 here, and you are saying you cannot insert. Yes, sir. Cannot insert. Why? Because parent not found. This is the concept of the database, that if data not present in the parent table, I will not allow, because this is the foreign key created. Parent and child relationship I created here. This parent and child relationship is saying every data present in the product table must exist in the supplier table. If data not exist, I will not allow. Right? Then the question is here, can we drop foreign key? Can we drop foreign key? Okay, means you are saying that Vishal, but I have to insert this data anyhow. I want to insert this record 6 into the table. So concept wise, it will not insert it because foreign key stop. Who stop? Foreign key stop. So can I drop foreign key? So yes, sir. You can drop foreign key, and even you can disable foreign key. You have a command alter table, table name, drop constant, constant name. Constant will be dropped because this is the constant which stop. FK underscore Vishal is a rule who stop you to insert this data. So let's drop this rule. Alter table, table name, drop constant, constant name, drop. Or alternate ways, we can disable it. How can disable it? Let's see here. I'm writing here. Alter table, table name. Disable constant, disable constant, constant name. 2 minutes before, when I try to insert this record, let me remove these lines. I'm inserting this record. It's not inserted. Let me disable this rule. FK Vishal, rule is disabled. I'm trying to insert now, data inserted. You want to insert it. I can see into the product table. You can see product and supplier one more time. In product table, I have 6, but that 6 not present into the table because my rule is not working. Interviewer is saying, okay, very good. But 6 is a very specific data I want. So, but the rule is not working now. Rule you disable. Can I insert 7, sir? Again, 7 is also inserted because there is no rule now. Rule is already disabled. Interviewer said, no, I don't want to insert any other record other than this. Just like you disable, can you enable? So yes, sir. But when you try to go and enable this rule, it will give error. Same thing, what you did, remember when try to reduce the size, it will go and check every record and find out, is there any record where size more than that? He will go and check all record of the table and say, is there any record in this product table which is not present into the supplier table? Because you are enabling this rule. You are making this rule live. And what this rule says any data comes into the product table, it must exist into the supplier table. So when I make this rule live, it will try to go and check that do the record exist in product table, must exist in supplier. It is a parent not found. Because we inserted few minutes before 6 and 7. These 2 records we inserted into the product table. You can see it here. In product table, we inserted few records. For these records, there is no parent. The record not in the parent table. It will not allow. I'm not able to create this rule. So sorry, sir, we can't do that. So we can't do that, then what you can do? There are 2 solutions. Either you can delete the record. So no, we can't delete. That's why I inserted the record from you. Then what to do that? This is a very, very, very important question. The question is coming here. Enable with no validate option. Sometimes they can ask you directly what is enable no validate. Enable no validate when we do, it means I am saying to you, whatever I done in my past, please forgive me. From now onwards, I am very loyal to you. So sorry, yaar. Whatever I did in my past is all my mistake. Sorry for this. From today, I am very loyal to you. So I make enable no validate. It means don't validate any previous record. Don't validate any previous record. See, I'm trying to insert 7 again. It will give me error. Parent key not found. This key start working fine. But whatever record already exists in the table, that record will already exist in the table. I'm not touching anything. But for any new record, it always go and check. It always go and check that it must exist here. The rule is working. But all other record, the record is already present in the table. My rule will not work because I'm writing enable no validate. Means don't validate any previous data. Whatever I done in my past, please forgive me. From today onwards, I am very loyal to you. That's it. The concept of enable and no validate. Sometimes they can ask you directly, what is enable no validate option? What is no validate consent option? This question is a direct question in interview many times. Or the question can be asked a scenario-based question as well. Same thing here. Suppose, see this concept. Can I delete a record from a parent? What is the concept? If there is a child exists, there must be a parent exists. Let me show you here. Let me show you here. I am trying to delete this record. Delete from supplier. Delete from, oh, not sorry, delete from supplier. Let me write here. Delete from supplier where supplier ID is equal to 1. I'm running this query. Interview question. I have two tables, product and supplier or XY, whatever it can say. Can I delete a record from parent? See here what happened. No, we cannot. I'm trying to delete a record from a parent, but I cannot delete. You know why? What is the concept of the database? Foreign key. If there is a child exists, there must be a parent exists. You are deleting one from supplier table, but actually you have a supplier and product and parent child relationship. Product table has a 1. I mean, this supplier has a child. If you have a child, you have responsible man. How can you quit? You cannot quit. Many times it happens with all people. Suppose for the mothers, they don't want to cook food. They can tell their husband, no, I don't want to cook. But if there is a child in home, they are doing because they have responsibility. Same with husbands. Sometimes we don't want to go outside, but we are going because our wife or our kids wants. Responsibility. We cannot delete a record from a parent because child exists. And this is the concept of the foreign key. These two tables are a foreign key parent-foreign relationship. I am saying if there is a child exists, there must be a parent exist. If I delete this record from here, this child become orphan, which is not allowed. Agree everyone? This is the concept, right? Any doubt anyone? Region is same. Any doubt anyone?
No doubt. No doubt.
Right, region is same. Foreign key is saying if there is a child exists, there must be a parent exist. So how can you delete record from a parent? Because if you delete record from a parent, the child will become orphan, which is not allowed into the database, into the foreign key concept. Foreign key concept is saying if child exists, there must be a parent exist. You can't delete. If there is a child exists, you can't delete. If there is no child, for example, supplier ID 5. Do you supplier ID 5? Yes. For this supplier ID 2. Supplier 2, I don't have any child here. So if I want to delete supplier 2, that's okay. Because for these people who does not have a child, if you do not have a child, you do not have a responsibility. Whatever you want, you can do. Who will stop you? You can go and quit. Who can stop? If you want, you can cook food. If you don't want, you can take from restaurant. It's your wish. If you want to just have a cup of coffee and want to sleep, it's your wish. If you don't have responsibility, you can do. But I cannot delete 4 because in 4, I have a data exist in child record found. I have child exist into the product table. So if you record deleting 4 from here, it has child here. How I can make child as a, what you can say, orphan child? We can't do that. So it will not allow. So what is the solution? So you can delete the record first from a child. I mean delete record from product first, where supplier is equal to 4. So I delete the record from product first, and then delete the record from child. From parent. It's gone. Means first delete the child and then delete the parent. Then only you can do that. Interviewer is saying, okay, good, but I don't want to write 2 statements, 2 delete statements. For example, suppose it is possible that in my database, in my environment, table A had a child table B has a table C has a table D has a table E. So if you say that I delete a record from table A, it stopped me because data exists in table B. Okay. Then I try to go in table B, delete first. It again give error. You can't delete because table C exists. Again, I want to delete C. It will give error. So man, there are so many hierarchy. So can I go and delete each and every child? I don't want this. This will not allow. I want only one statement. I want to delete only one statement, and from my one statement, my data should be deleted. From I write only because I know about data I have to delete from A. My main motto is I have to delete data from A. Whatever child it has, how many child it has, I don't care. I just write one delete statement and data delete from everywhere. How can you do that? How can you do that? This concept, please mute. If anybody is not knowing the question, please mute. Okay. How can you do that? So once we create here, let me make it here first. Alter table name, alter table name, drop constant name. Let me drop this constant first. Once we want this type of requirement that I want to delete record from parent and automatically delete all record from child. So once we create a foreign key, at that time we have to add on delete cascade. Sometime interviewer asks a question like this: how can we delete records from multiple tables from one delete statement? They can ask a question that I will fire one delete statement, but I want a record should be deleted from multiple tables. How can you do that? Or the scenario what I said in a parent key foreign key, that I have 5 table dependencies. So I am deleting record from one table, it asking for second table, say second asking third asking fourth. I don't want to do this. I want to fire only one statement. It will delete all record from all child. How to do that? The concept is on delete cascade. Once we create a foreign key, create with on delete cascade option. So what is happening? Let's see this here. Suppose number 5. You can see number 5 exists into product table, number 5 exists into supplier table. Now I'm deleting from supplier ID 5. I'm deleting from supplier ID 5. It is showing one row deleted, but actually it deleted from supplier and product both. 5 gone from here, 5 gone from here. All gone. This is the concept of, so what I deleted? Supplier is equal to 5. Delete from supplier. We don't create a foreign keys. Drop constant. Oh, I haven't created the constant, man. Oh shit. Let me do it again. Let me create the table again. Give me 1 second. Drop table supply, drop table products. Something is up. Give me 1 second. Drop table supplier. Let me create. I have all the sessions or table information here. What we just created. Supplier. Yes, this data I created. Go here. This example. I'm creating supplier table. I'm creating product table. Supplier 1 record, supplier 2 record, supplier 3 record, supplier 4 records, product 1 record, product 2 record, product 3 records. Let me create a rule. Alter table products, alter table name, add constant name, fk underscore Vishal, VI as fk underscore Vishal, constant name, foreign key on suppose supplier underscore ID, references, products table, supplier ID. The normal way of creating foreign key, in the last I just write here on delete cascade. Nobody asks you syntax. Remember that question. Nobody asks you syntax. They just try to understand. Alter is child. Refer is parent. On delete cascade means data delete from parent. Oh, I did something mistake again. What mistake I did? An alter table.
References.
Table. Sorry. To supplier table. Table alter. We did this. Now let's see the data. Select star from supplier. select star from. I have table here. I'm going to delete the record this from supplier table. It automatically deleted these two records. You can see that. Delete from supplier where, delete from supplier where product, sorry, supplier ID is equal to 4. I'm trying to delete a record from supplier ID is equal to 4. Because I added syntax on delete cascade, it is showing one row deleted. But I go to the table, you can see this is my previous record. Sorry, this is my previous record. These 4 also, supplier gone, product gone. You can see that. There is a concept of on delete cascade. So question I ask in the interview, can I delete multiple records from one select one delete statement? Yes. If I add those tables as a parent and child relationship, and I can create a foreign key with on delete cascade option. So if you delete a record from a parent, automatically all child associated with that will be deleted automatically. And next option, can I want to delete a record from parent? I don't want to delete record from child as well, because there are so many hierarchy. How can I delete everyone? So just create a foreign key with on delete cascade option. Your thing will be done. That's it. There are so many other questions. Foreign key will take one more full class. On Monday. There are at least 10 to 15 scenarios on foreign key. Foreign key on the favorite topic of the interviewer. Abhishek, you can stop now. Foreign key, we can create a favorite topic of the interviewer. So many questions coming from here in the interview, right? Focus on that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I will send you the notes. Does not matter if you continue or not. But next class is only for the people who continue. Reply me on my email. I will send a group.
Dinesh, we'll ping you on one-to-one. This is fine, no?
What, Dinesh? What is it?
Can I ping you one-to-one?
Yes. Everyone can ping one-to-one. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Wanted to have this thing, how to pay the fees and everything.
Sorry, Dinesh, what is it?
Fees, how to pay the fees.